Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of What's Driving Token Prices. I'm your host, Katie Talati, Director of Research at Arca. For those joining us for the first time, I'm responsible for identifying and analyzing digital asset and blockchain opportunities for Arca's fund. As part of our research, my team and I examine token prices and the market events that act as catalysts for price change. Based on our research and market events over the past week, here's some notable token price moves and what we think drove these moves. As a reminder, this commentary is not intended to be investment advice, investment research, or an investment recommendation. Please consult your investment professional for your own circumstances. All right, everybody, welcome back to another exciting week. Some stuff that's just cropped up in the last 24 hours, but FTX has announced officially that they're going to be making customers whole from whatever they've managed to get from the bankruptcy estate. So that's awesome news for a lot of folks in the industry. For people who aren't aware, a lot of that has to do with the fact that prices have appreciated so much since November 2022, when assets hit rock bottom, that they've actually been able to harvest enough assets out of the estate to like cover all the customers, which is incredible. It's still going to be a years-long process, but the claims, I believe, are trading pretty close to their dollar value. The other big news there is that they're also not going to be relaunching the FTX exchange because they weren't able to scrape enough money together. I think there's a lot of people who are okay with this outcome. Other big news to this morning was Ripple's co-founder Chris Larsen had his personal wallet hacked. About $113 million in XRP was stolen. So you might see that moving across the chain at some point. And then the last thing was just about an hour and a half ago, we had the FOMC meeting, and the Fed has indicated they are likely not cutting rates in March. So take that as you might, but we're here to talk about tokens, so I'm going to get going. So first up, we're going to talk about IMGNAI. IMGNAI is an artificial intelligence project. They announced the close of their $1.6 million seed round on Monday. So the project aims to basically be a platform for uncensored image-generated content. A lot of the AI image-generated content you can't, basically use in any kind of open source way. This is a theme we're starting to see, is that while there's been a ton of developments in AI, a lot of them have kind of like guardrails on. They're not as there's potentially areas where you're not able to get more creative. And so they're trying to be more this like open source, uncensored product. They've found a ton of product market fit so far with their free Discord based image generation product. Their token, IMGNAI, or IMGNAI, can be used to unlock premium platform features. So the round was led by Hack VC, and along other investors included Dow5, Selene Capital, Reina Capital, West Ham Capital, and Modus Capital. So while the news initially buoyed the token price up about 26%, it has since fallen and is now down 6% for the week. All right, next we're going to talk about two tokens, part of a project called Abracadabra. So DeFi project Abracadabra suffered a $6.5 million exploit early Tuesday morning, causing its decentralized stablecoin MIM, which stands for Magic Internet Money, to crash to 76 cents from its dollar peg. So the exploiter manipulated a specific cauldron, a specific product called cauldrons, which are like the vaults on Abracadabra, and executed unauthorized MIM borrowing. So the Abracadabra DAO already announced plans to buy back MIM in the open market to burn tokens and restore the peg. As of now, the MIM stablecoin is trading at about 96 cents, and Spell, the governance token for Abracadabra, is down 33 bips for the week. All right, let's talk about MANTA Network. So MANTA, Layer 2 MANTA Network launched their MANTA governance token last week, and it's become the fourth largest L2 by TVL on Ethereum. So MANTA comprises two products. There's MANTA Pacific, which is the L2, and then something called MANTA Atlantic, which is a Layer 1 built on Polkadot. So MANTA Pacific has basically garnered a ton of attention because it's the first project to incorporate Celestia, a data availability infrastructure. It's a data availability project, and basically they're like, I would say, an infrastructure tool that helps reduce costs in like the overall tech stack. So a lot of people are super excited about MANTA. It uses Celestia. That's been kind of its claim to fame so far. MANTA token was airdropped to the community. It was initially met though with some disappointment because a lot of users complained about receiving a paltry amount of tokens for bridging their assets to the new L2 and completing certain tasks to earn points. If you're not familiar with the point system, this is what a lot of projects are using nowadays to measure people's engagement or usage of a product in order to indicate how much of an airdrop they might get in the future. Nevertheless, Manta's TVL is currently at about 603 million. Very impressive. And the token is up 1.2% for the week. All right, last up, I got to talk about not the new issue people thought I'd be talking about this today, but this new issue is called When. So last week, a developer on Jupiter, which is the Solana-based DEX, decided to launch a meme coin called When using Solana's newly introduced token extension standards and Jupiter's LFG Launchpad platform. The token was airdropped to over 1 million wallets and basically served as this kind of test ahead of Jupiter's much anticipated Jupe airdrop, which actually occurred this morning. So the test run really allowed Jupiter to ensure that there would be no hiccups with their token launch, no botting, no major issues with their contracts. And it also allowed them to test out this kind of new NFT standard that they developed, dubbed the When New Standard, WNS. So upon the release last Thursday, the token initially traded up 218% the first few days, but has since declined and is now up about 60% for the week. What is interesting about all of this, like I said, is that this was just a meme coin. It just launched, but it offers potentially some other perks in the future. And there is a lot of folks in the space still really appreciate some of these meme coins, some of the culture around them. So very cool. So like I said, When is up 60% for the week. Well, that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed our insights. Tune in here again next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear what's driving token prices.